Reading with Joan, the place for all.
Stop crying! Stop crying! There is gold in your mouth. Careful, careful, careful ni moko kwada. Careful ni kwada. Careful ni moko kwada. Careful, careful, careful ni moko kwada. Careful ni kwada. Careful ni moko kwada. Careful, careful, careful ni moko kwada. Careful ni kwada. Careful ni moko kwada. Let's go read now. I know you feel better.
Hey, Shadi, are you feeling better? Your little mama told me you've been crying because the dog beat you. Naughty dog. So let's read now. And kids at home, I hope you join us. Remember, we've been reading some lovely stories from Ghana. Where is Ghana? Let's check them out. Ghana is right here. Another country in West Africa. And the song that was sung to Shadi when she was crying is a song from Ghana, and it simply says, "Don't cry, close your mouth. There is gold in your mouth." We don't want anybody to see you crying, so don't cry. So that's why we were telling Shadi, don't cry. Today's story is taken from the book Once Upon a Time in Ghana. And today we are reading The Frog and the Lizard. Listen to the story.
So let the story begin.
The story falls upon the frog.
It falls upon the frog.
The story falls upon the lizard.
It falls upon the lizard.
Once upon a time, before animals learned to be fearful of man, lizard invited frog for a swim. We could even have a race, he added, hopefully. You are joking, aren't you? Replied frog. I suppose you think I've forgotten how to swim just because I usually stunt myself on a plant or on a rock. Not at all, said lizard, feeling rather subdued. I thought it would be friendly and a pleasant way to while away a few hours on this hot, lazy afternoon. I tell you what, my old friend, let's just accept that I am bound to be much better swimmer than you are, and then I can go back to my afternoon snooze. If you think you are so good, you should set about proving it instead of making idle claim, challenged lizard. Okay? If you're so determined, that's exactly what I shall do. Come on, we will go to Alligator's house and use him as our referee. Having arrived at Alligator's house, Frog explained the situation to him. Alligator listened carefully and turned to face both. He said, I have my doubts about your superior swimming skill, lizard, but to spur you on, I will give you half my kingdom if you manage to beat the frog. After all, I do enjoy a good context. You must both be here and there to compete 7 days from now at 9 in the morning. So it happened that 7 days later, Lizard arrived at the river. There was no sign of frog. Well, let's just say it all. He's full of mouth, that frog. He knew he would lose, didn't he? What a coward, complained Lizard to the alligator. I'm not sure you are really right, Lizard. Let's just wait a bit, replied Alligator. Worried about what would happen to half of his kingdom he had offered if Frog really did fail to turn up. Would Lizard argue that he had beaten Frog fair and square? When some half an hour later, Frog came limping across the river path. He apologized profusely, explaining, "You see, few people know that I have full responsibility for the day-to-day care of my children. My wife leaves for work early in the morning and she doesn't return until mid-evening. She has a very important job, you know. So what exactly was more pressing than getting here on time?" asked Lizard aggressively. "Oh, just the usual chore, you know, preparing breakfast, getting the children off to school, hanging out the washing, cleaning the house, sweeping the yard, and doing a bit of shopping." Having no answer, Lizard just glared and said, "Well, let's start the contest before you think of something else you need to do." Frog and Lizard marched to the river, where they lined up side by side and waited for Alligator to give the order to jump in. "On your mark, get set, go!" For a few strokes, they were neck and neck, but it wasn't long before Frog took the lead and landed at the opposite bank. Looking back, he saw Lizard, who was halfway across. After a few moments, Frog began taunting Lizard as he shouted with all his might, "Come on, Lizard! Make an effort! Start swimming, not paddling! I'm waiting for you!" Everyone who happened to be passing by stopped to see what was going on. It wasn't long before the great crowd started shouting, "Go, Lizard! Go, 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 Lizard! Swim, 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 Lizard! Swim, swim! Go, Lizard! Go, 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 Lizard! Go, go! Swim, Lizard! Swim, swim!" Poor old Lizard was making no progress at all. In fact, all he could do was to stutter a few words. "I'm puffing out! Help, Frog! Help! I'm puffing out! Help, Frog! Help!" All the spectators burst into laughing. But as Lizard started to vanish under the water and then pop up again, gasping and gulping, Alligator realized he was indeed in great difficulty. "Go and help Frog." "Certainly not! He wanted this contest. Now he's got it." "But you don't want to see the silly creature die, do you?" entreated Alligator. "Oh well, we better be grateful and stop all this silly nonsense. Everyone knows that the frog can swim better than the lizard." So Frog leaped back into the water, and with 2 strokes of his muscular leg, he was at the lizard's side, saying, "Hop on my back, I will take you to the bank." That is the frog helping the lizard to get out of the water. A few moments later, Lizard collapsed upon dry land, gasping and panting. Frog jumped up on his back, pumping hard with his front foot until Lizard choked up all the water he had swallowed. Seeing that the lizard was not in fact going to die, Frog went to join Alligator and 2 others to share a good chuckle. Lizard, however, was definitely not in a chuckle mood. So as soon as he could move, he ran off into the forest where he climbed a tree, out of sight of those that were longing to catch a glimpse of him and enjoy a bit of mockery. And so it was, and to these days, wherever you see a lizard, he either shuttles past, running up a tree or a wall, or is doing a press up in the hope that one day he will indeed be strong enough to beat the frog. This is the story an old woman told me on my way to meet you.
Is that so? Then long may your tongue be oiled.
And long may your ears be greased. Kids, that's an interesting story, you know. Now I now understand why a lizard cannot stop. They always run upon a tree or run upon a wall or nod their head. Like the story said, he's doing some press up so that he can win the frog one day. But seriously, did you learn anything from that story? Kids, did you? I learned a very important lesson. And the important lesson is do not boast. Do not boast. The fact that some people are quiet doesn't mean they are not stronger than you, or smarter than you, or richer than you, or have the things you think you have. You don't know what happens in other people's world. So kids, let's be careful how we speak, how we boast, and how we flatter ourselves. Because somewhere around the other side of the world, someone is much better than us. And the frog had to prove to the lizard, even though the lizard was very lazy and all he had was his mouth. But by his might, the frog showed he was a better swimmer. I hope you enjoyed our story today. And I learned a very important lesson. And kids at home, I hope you learned an important lesson. Do we have any drawing today? Okay, let's see. What have we drawn today? Oh, what is this? Oh, that is so interesting. Are we trying to draw a lizard? Is that a lizard? And that's the frog. Wow, we were almost getting there before the story ended. But I really love to see your stories, and I'll wait for this picture to be completed, and I will upload for everyone to see. But at this moment, I want to say thank you for this beautiful drawing. This lizard was better. And Shade, I hope you feel better now. I guess you are. And do not boast next time to the dog, because the dog will bite you again. You learned your lesson the hard way, right? There's too much gold in your mouth. You shut up your mouth until next time when we come back on Reading with John. Bye.